But just a few little messages before we start our activity here. Who is coming with me and Laura and some other people tomorrow afternoon on a tour? We're going through the ancient Rome tour. Who wants to come? Who hasn't signed up already? Okay, Gabriela and Paolo already signed up. You can come? Okay, you can come. Okay, we'll go another time. When does it start, Laura? Quando comincia? Quando inizia? When? Quindi at 15:30, so 3:30 afternoon. So at 3:30, and it should be quite interesting because we will experience this as on several levels. So if you are here in Rome, then join us. Okay, the reason why I ask now is because we need to say the numbers and buy the tickets within half an hour. So, okay, it doesn't look like them, but I think. Okay, so you're welcome. Also, you have a souvenir. I know normally this should be here in the beginning of the conference, but we have it at the end of the conference. So this way, you will not spoil it. And you can take it home and you can treasure it. I know, I know. We hardly could do it this year, and then somehow some magical funds came, so we did it, but that was a little late. But you will enjoy the reading, and it will sink in better now when you can use it as a treasure of what you have been part of. Please take it with you. If you don't care about it, leave it. Don't throw it. Thank you. And then tonight, for those of you that are here, we will meet at 8 o'clock in the bar. And at 8:30 for an aperitif. And at 8:30, we will have the dinner. And during dinner, we have entertainment. We also have a special tombola where you have a chance to buy tickets. And this you have had the chance to do all the time. And our friend here on the first, Giselle Rufer, she's organizing, and you have a chance to win a watch. So I would recommend to buy many, many, many tickets, and it's going to a good cause, and we'll hear more about that cause tonight. And some of you also watched that going on in the video earlier today, so thank you for that. And now it's all about you. And just as yesterday we worked on our stories and you worked on your dreams and many different things in the workshops, we'll continue to do workshops. One more message, by the way. Tomorrow there is also workshops. So what is going to happen in the morning? Tomorrow we will have first dancing with Kautar from 8 to 9. And then 1 hour free for lunch, etc. And we'll continue with workshops. Paula Petri and Mino, and maybe Royston also. So the whole schedule will be completely clear tomorrow. But Paula for 1 hour, and then we go on to the next and the next. And then it's coffee, and then it's bye-bye for those that are not coming to the tour. So, but hang out tomorrow, because if you are in Rome, because it's a great chance to go deeper into things. So now we have a little bit of time together to share amongst on our tables with the different people that are here. And I'm looking at the tables right now. For what we're going to do is again an advantage to have 3 to 5 maximum people on the table. So if I look at the table here, there's 7 people. I would recommend that 2 of you move to another table, because otherwise you won't have time to talk well enough through everything. Yeah. So who is going to leave? Okay. So table of maximum 5 people. Or if you stay in a one with many, and that's fine also, but you have very short time per person, which could work, okay? Because you get to know more people, but it's just less things. So we are, I know some of you have been doing visioning, meditations, those sort of things. Now we're going to do it quite practical, but I'd like us to take a moment and think about one thing you'd like to realize, like a dream is being realized or a vision you see. Actually, also a practical thing you want to do, a purpose. So to take a little bit of a moment, think of that, and what the first thing that comes to your mind, write it down. I have some examples. Can we get a slide, Camila? And in this case, now it could be, oh, I want to have a new business, I want to find a husband, or whatever you want to do. You were inspired by Kimberly. But it can also be on a behavior level. You may say, oh, I'm going to start having a ritual in my life. I'm not going to skip my daily walks. And I'm going to commit to that for 40 days. Or I will stop complaining. And every time I complain, I'm going to catch myself. Yeah? And I'm going to celebrate every time I catch myself doing that. Or I want to be a little more generous. I'm going to give to a good cause. $1, €1 a day. Or I will ask for more help. Every time I ask for help, I'm going to applaud myself. So it's not only things, okay? So it can be behavioral things you want to happen. Yeah, so just write down, right now, right here. You can make a mental note also, if it is clear for you. Maybe you want to close your eyes for a second to see what comes to you also. Maybe something comes to you. Because maybe your mind was about to fool you to dream of something very safe, while there could be something more. Maybe something came up in a workshop earlier this morning that you want to do a little bit more about. So, I'll give you one more minute. So the next thing we're going to do, get another slide. So now we're going to do an exercise around our tables where each person going to share their need, hope, dream, vision with the others in the group. And the first thing we often do is, if the people are new for each other in the group, you really quickly say who you are. But don't spend a lot of time on this. It's more like, I'm Christine, I work for WIN type thing, okay? That brevity on that, because we want you to have more time on what you want to do. Imagine yourself with a talking stick. And what time is it now? Camilla, I just want to think about the timing. 4:18. So what we're going to do again, so one person shares her dream, others listen, and other can give input to that person. And then after the time goes off, pling, next person. Share, other people listen, and give quick input. If the person wants input, you say, I don't want to hear, it's enough for me that you listen, then you do that. Next person, next person. Maximum 5 people, otherwise you will have very short time to do this, okay? Was it clear? So it's a power of mobilizing to see what already we can get. It's an exercise in listening, it's an exercise in sharing your needs, and it's an exercise in mobilizing the resources in this group. Okay, Then we are ready to begin with the first person sharing. Let's give you a little time to get organized in the group. Who wants to share first? And if somebody can also, and please don't, yeah, Anne. We have half an hour. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so then we put, yeah, I give it 1 more minute, we put the timer. group, right? Wow. So, ladies, can I have the volume? Yeah. No, no sound, no sound. Hello? Yes. So, ladies, we have should have done all of you. I hope that's the case. Yeah. This is, an example where we need a masculine of structure and timing in order to let the other things flow. So, I would love to hear a little bit from each group, or for some of the groups at least. So, can I hear from the group in the very back, please? In the right back there. Do we have a microphone? Camilla, in there. Run up to them. And just a quick statement, basically.
So we've had a selection of different themes.
Yeah.
From self-care and finding time for that, to having the options to do the things that bring us joy, to like super heavy duty business development, getting a business off the ground here where we already identified connections and how to get it all done. So here we go, 15 minutes and we're ready.
And please continue the conversation, of course. Yeah, let's hear from the people over there.
We had a similar experience, and I can't remember your name. Edith has just arrived this afternoon and is very keen to meet as many people as possible. So I just wanted to say welcome, and it's been delightful to have you on the team here. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. So let's hear from some other table also. What about the table there in the middle somewhere?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
We had some beautiful purposes here, and we helped each other about the steps or the assumptions we have within us, and then we came to the first nice actions to overcome those. So
Wow,
there's a
nice.
nice way forward.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. So we had the main themes: relationships, intimate and flourishing relationships. We had networks, how to thrive in networks of like-minded people working together internationally, and we had making a difference. And I feel that the last two are really belong together, the making a difference and the networks.
Thank you.
One, two. Okay. It was really deep. No, it was that deep that we couldn't talk to one person because we really were so many. We just said when the bell was ringing, we just said, "Oh, continue, continue, continue."
Yeah.
And it's quite funny because it had something to do with saying no. So how can you be a pleaser and say no? And how to overcome the fear of something that has gone pear-shaped before, and then do it again and really jump into it. And how to make money out of something that you do pro bono. So isn't it like kind of so we actually, and the same actually, like how to change your career into something else you want to do, but how to do that. So we were always at these two poles. Actually, it was really interesting to see that. It was a common theme for us.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, so in our table, I would say that the magic happened again.
Of course.
So I must say that we started with my own example, about having the purpose of stopping the negative self-talk about not being enough. And Audrey and the ladies gave me a very hard time on that. It was a very good conversation for a Friday afternoon, and one of the gifts that I will take personally from this session. And very very nourishing, I would say. We went through 2 other cases. They were also relating with a business plan, different kind of things, how to be more playful. We each of us have our cases here, but we kind of missed a bit of time. So.
I know it's short, but maybe afterwards you can talk outside before you go home also. Yeah.
Thank you. So this table, we already have 2 support groups.
I'm so glad.
Buddy system. So 2 people want something similar, and then now help each other get. So accountability persons, right? But support buddies, I like much better. Yeah. That's interesting, and it's from starting writing a book to finding an investor to take over the business to starting a village, and to be how do you say that, a well-known speaker to what did I want actually? Oh yeah. To combine my mediation skills with animal communication, and I see, because for example, I see that when animals have problems, the humans have actually problems. So yeah, we're on a good road here, on a good track. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we hear here in this group? I think I haven't talked. Did you? No, that group didn't talk yet.
Yeah, so... Oh, stop it. You get me all nervous. She does it purposely as well. So this table, I have to say, it's been quite a rich table of sharing. So someone was asking, presented the idea in terms of what they would like help with. And what I found with this table was that everyone was able to say, I know someone, I can help you with something. That was like instant, straight away. And that was very powerful. It was just like that. It was like a speed dating. And it's actually saying, yes, I love you dearly. Yes, let's do it. This is the way it was. Thank you. I don't know whether you guys want to say anything else. Okay.
That you spoke, right? Every group have shared something. Thank you. So that was just a very quick mobilizing, Sometimes during the year I go to different places. We were just in Manchester and Geneva and so on. We call those evenings, there's Manchester, mobilizing women. And we go through the whole networking principles of WIN that we talked about the first day, being open, quick to contribute, ready to connect, take risk, commit, never accept the unacceptable, and expect magic. Doing so with purpose and with passion and joy and pleasure. So, and this thing that mentioned here, who else do I know that knows somebody who can be a solution to somebody else's problem or challenge? And it was also very interesting how many people talked about it. I mean, it's behavioral things also. And I think we live in this world now that the networking, this facilitated networking that we can call this exercise, is also, it's not only about material things. And I think that is typical for this type of mindful and networking with purpose and with joy. And it was interesting that I thought something that I will say before we start the next exercise. One of the tables mentioned this thing of how to go back to, or how to go into a situation where earlier that situation had hurt, and how to get help with that. And I think that's something. Maybe you burned out in a workplace, how to go back into it. Maybe you were abused in a relationship, how to go back. Maybe you were doing something that, how to go back, or you lost all your money in a situation, how do you dare to go back? Or women or men betrayed you, and how are you going to face it again? So it's a lot of things, and it's coming up to the surface in this room over these past few days. All of these things, so it's quite beautiful. We are not over yet. So what I would like to do now is to introduce Kautar Armani, who is a friend of WINConference, who's been here many times in the past. She's originally from Tunis, and she has a PhD in gender sexuality and women empowerment studies. She's been professor at the University of Amsterdam, has her own organization that is on gender feminine capital that she's been running for almost 25 years now. And so she combines her gender and sexuality and media studies with moving the body. Yeah. So Kautar, I will not say more. I let you run the show from here. So a big warm applause to Kautar. Thank you.
Possibile? Prego. Sì? Okay. Alors, hello. I have a strong voice, so I have to watch out with these things. If I talk like this, everybody hears me, no? I don't have to do like this. Alors. So, hello, and always nice to be at WIN again. Alors, it's funny because at my whole life, also at university, I've been doing PowerPoint presentation, and I became allergic to PowerPoint. And then I thought like, oh yeah, but I prepared something and I put a lot of data for you and everything. And then at the last moment this afternoon, my PowerPoint crashed. Because for 3 days I was like, I don't want to do PowerPoint, but I have to do PowerPoint. And then the PowerPoint crashed. So I'm very happy that the PowerPoint crashed. So I don't have PowerPoint. I just have me without PowerPoint. But I know my name is a little bit complicated, so I asked Simra, she will put little cards on your tables, and then you have my name, because my name is a little bit complicated, and then you have it all, and then we don't need to put it on the screen. Alors, Christine introduced me already, and it's the classical things, of course. What brought me to this? And as Christine said, I am born and I grew up in Tunisia, in North Africa. And my dream was always to go to the Sorbonne to study in Paris. Because one of my favorite Arab writers, Taha Hassin, was blind. And Taha Hassin studied at the Sorbonne. So I thought, if Taha Hassin without eyes, he went to the Sorbonne, with my eyes, I can also go to the Sorbonne, you know? Because in my family, I am the first one who went to study. I come from in North Africa, and then my grandmother grew up in a harem. My mother was also basically locked more or less until the age of 10 or 12. So I am the first generation who really went to study and who made it until university. But like going to study at university and already was something which was already beyond expectation, but leaving the country to go somewhere else in Europe, it was out of the question. I remember my grandmother, she always said, المرأة تخرج من دار أبوها باش تمشي لدار راجلها ولا للقبر. A woman leaves the house of her father only to two places, the house of her husband or the grave. And for me, I had the third option, which was Sorbonne, but it was not it was not part of the deal, you know. So I made it and I went there, and then I remember my mother, she always said like, okay, if you want to study at university, I don't mind what you study, but I want you to be doctor, and I want you to have the highest prize. She didn't know what it was about, so I always kept it in my mind. I want to be doctora, and I want to have the highest prize. So I want to go to the best university in France, and then I did my PhD, and I'm very proud because it really was really sweating, and I got it summa cum laude. So that was really like... And it's funny because, of course, on one hand, degrees say nothing about you as a human being. But for me, it was really an acknowledgement for all my female lineage who did not study, they did not go to university, they did not even leave the houses. And for me, I was carrying this female lineage behind me that I took with me also to the Sorbonne. But when I was in the Sorbonne, there were certain things that I found a little bit strange. I will mention 3 of them about the gender studies, sexuality and women empowerment. I remember the first thing was the philosophy of René Descartes. And René Descartes, it's really like the whole siècle des Lumières and the philosophy of enlightenment, which influenced the whole Western civilization. René Descartes is very known with je pense, donc je suis. I think, therefore I am. And I was like, okay, so I think, therefore I am. But I am much more than this. I am also this. What do I do with this? But okay, René Descartes. The whole Western civilization is based on this. I'm not going to argue with them, you know? So that was the first little bit culture shock. Okay, we passed that one. And then came, of course, when you study gender and feminism, the mother of feminism, c'est Simone de Beauvoir, bien sûr. Alors, Simone de Beauvoir, that says, on ne naît pas femme, on le devient. One is not born woman, you become. I was like, okay, because the idea of the whole also feminism in the West is that being a woman is a social, a cultural construction. To a certain degree it is, but there is also the biology, you know? The body again, but okay, we don't because, no, it's everything is construction. Okay, we park that one as well. And then also, but I have to be honest also, I didn't dare to challenge these concepts because when you come from a culture which is African and Arab and Muslim and you are a woman, it's a lot of handicaps. And who am I to challenge the whole Western foundation of civilization around this to say like, I think maybe there is something that you missed in this concept. Like, no. You know, in Roman you do like the Romans. Okay, so we go with the flow. But the last thing that was for me a killer, I discovered with sexuality, of course, Sigmund Freud. And Freud is also the founder of the whole psychiatry and psychoanalysis, etc. in the West. And I remember one of the concepts of Sigmund Freud is penis neid in German, penis envy. The penis envy theory, it says that little girls around the age of 4, they start developing anxiety, which stops them in their sexual psychological development. They discover that they don't have a penis. Like, oh my God, I don't have a penis. Vraiment. And they become very anxious. And I thought, like, I don't have anxiety that they are talking about. Maybe in Africa we don't have anxiety. But I remember when I went back to Tunisia and I was, because my grandmother, she always, because she was analphabet, and in the Quran there is a text beautiful that says, اطلبوا العلم من المهد إلى اللحد. Educate yourself from birth until death. So she always said, okay, I've never been to school, but I'm going to educate myself through you. So tell me what you are learning there at the Sorbonne. And then I was explaining to her the theory of Freud and penis this, and then she looks at me and they were like, And then at certain she starts to laugh and she says to me, they hate vaginas there, don't they? But to say that, so these were for me like very strange concepts when it comes to the body, when it comes to the female sexuality, when it comes, it's all strange things. So what I did is I developed parallèlement the academic path that I was walking and then gathering all this information, but also I started dancing. So I started with my Feminine Capital and Goddess Dance Academy out of almost despair. So I started gathering a group of women to dance with them because I wanted to experience again that warm bath that you are experiencing here, which I had in Tunisia, but I was missing in that really kill academic environment where there were only head women, like talking head, thinking heads. It was only here. And everything which was related to the body or to the femininity or to the feminine sexuality in a natural way, it was a little bit like suspicious. So I was like a kind of schizophrenic, you know? I had the academic world, I do this, and I had my own entrepreneurship where I do that, and I could keep it like this parallel for quite a long time until I had the burnout, and then I thought, now it's about the time that I change something, you know? Alors, I'm gonna take some water. Alors, and then I'm gonna move to the dance, of course, because this is the nicest part. Alors, voilà. Okay, alors, the dance. The dance, so I inherited this dance from my female lineage. And I had the chance to learn it from my grandmother. My grandmother, we didn't even know how old she was, because she always said that she was born right before the French colonized Tunisia. Because in that time, they wouldn't write when you are born. So my grandmother was very old, but it's the best way to learn this dance is from older women. Because in Tunisia, when we have women gatherings, we have all ages. We don't have this ageism and discrimination, and the dance is very feminine, is very sensual, and then you learn that femininity and sensuality has no limit in terms of age. It's like, even if you are very old and you can hardly walk, you can still express it in one way or another. And by the way, in a lot of other non-Western civilizations, like for example in the African continent or even in South America, etc., people dance a lot. It's very normal, also older and old people. And this dance that I inherited is called in Arabic رقصة الإلهات, the dance of the goddesses, literally. It's more than 4,000 years old, and it's a pre-Islamic ritual. It's started in Mesopotamia and entered North Africa. And the idea was that women were seen as goddesses because women were the carriers of life. Because there is something that we all have in common here, even if we don't have children. We all come from a womb, right? Or am I the only one? So the fact that you had a womb made you a goddess because that is the fabric of humanity. It's a very simple concept. And the dance was meant to celebrate that womanhood. But it has also very practical reasons. The first one is to do, it's a healing dance, it's to do emotional release. So all kinds of emotions, such as shame, guilt, fear, all these emotions, to release them from the body. And the second function of the dance is to bring women to the power of the womb, this area in the pelvis, by activating the pelvic floor muscles. So it has also, there is a name in Arabic for it which is called al-kabasa. Al-kabasa, from kabasa, it means you contract and you release your pelvic floor muscles. Because the idea was that it's very important for women to have healthy pelvis, because this is a very fragile yet important area into the female body especially, and you have to go on with it your whole life. And all kind of big passage in the life of a woman, very often they go through this area. You have your period, you have sex, you get pregnant, you give birth, you have menopause, etc., etc., etc. So this area is vital for the women. And the idea of the kabasa was to activate the sexual energy, which is in this area, because it's seen, sexual energy is seen as a source of vitality, of aliveness. It has nothing to do with sexual practice, with having sex. Ce sont deux choses complètement différentes. So the idea was that women from all ages, they activate this energy into their body. So what I did in my work, I combined what Christine said also, all the knowledge that I have based on data and science and research and all these things, and I combined them with this culture of the goddess dance, and I create a method that I call the Divine Nine dance. Why nine? Because I work with nine goddesses archetypes, female archetypes, with 9 basic human emotions, and with 9 families of movements. And then also because the number 9 also in the spiritual tradition is a very important number. And then I started using this also with women. And before I knew, I was invited in multinationals and in corporate and everywhere for people asking me, can I do this work? And this is how it's something that I started as a game, as a play. I was never planning to have a career in it, but it went by itself. And I think it's because it's something that was always coming not only from the heart, but it's coming also from the womb, from here. There is a desire to share this. So this is how I started doing this dance. And then I want to tell you a little bit, I'm gonna do a little bit of a dance already with you. So while you are sitting now, and I want to say an anecdote before I start, because I come to WIN for a long, long time. And I remember one of my first WIN, when I did this movement, kabasa, with the pelvic floor muscles. There was this lady, I remember, from Switzerland, and she was very, like, I remember because she was sitting in front of me, and she was looking at me a little bit like this, because I was talking about pelvic floor muscles, and you know, you are in a corporate setting, and we don't talk about this. And I mean, I have to be honest, when there are men in the room, when I go, for example, in a corporate and there are men, I am very careful how to do it, because for men it's a different association, whether we like it or not, and we're not going to go into details. So it's just a fact. But when we are only with women, it's another story, because we all have, sorry, I'm going to be very straight, we all have vulva, we all have clitoris, we all have womb, we all have these muscles, right? Or am I the only one? C'est normal. But because we live in a culture, especially in the West, where there is a strong culture of pornification and sexualization. So women, they don't want to talk about this. And of course, what are you going to talk about this in a business setting? Why would you talk about female sexuality? Because we don't associate sexuality, because why? We think about sexual practice. And there is a lot of sexual harassment, and there is a lot, so women, they dissociate, they take distance from their bodies, from their sexuality, and then we don't talk about this energy, whether this is a creative energy, whether you have children or not. It's the source of creation. So the more you activate this energy here, the more you activate your own vitality, your own creativity, your own pleasure, your own fun, your own power. It's a source of power. Like my grandmother used to say, يعني énergie نووية. It's like, it's stronger than nuclear. Oui. It makes babies. Can you imagine? I mean, let's just have a moment. I know in the West people say, yeah, you should not limit women to motherhood. I am sorry, you don't have to make children for that, but it's a place where you create. But we learned to dissociate from this until here, and now we are so open that we talk about leading from the heart, which is already quite an achievement to talk about leading from the heart, but leading from the womb, like, no, 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 no. We don't do this, because this is something else. Why something else? It's all you. You're gonna cut this, leave it at home, and come only from here. Where is the rest? You carry it with you anyway. So the cabeza, I go back to the lady in Switzerland. So she was very suspicious when I was doing this, and she was like this, and then I remember I was like, I should not look at her, just look at the ones who are smiling, because it was very disruptive. But the funny thing is, in the WIN 1 year later, I met her again, and she came to me and she says to me in French, votre truc, ça marche. Your thing works. Votre truc, ça marche. Because I was teaching women, talking about emotions. Sometimes you are at the negotiation table, especially when you are with men or with extremely masculine women. And then you feel completely overwhelmed. And you feel all kinds of emotions. What do we do usually? Or we suppress these emotions, especially if it's like emotions which are like disturbing, because we don't want to feel them, because it disturbs our thinking. But what we do then is these emotions, if they are running through the body, the body is saying something. There is a feeling of discomfort. There is a reason why we feel these emotions. Usually our boundaries are crossed. Usually we dislike what's going on. But we oppress it and repress it because it disturbs our thinking. But what about if we have something else? That we plug the brain into the womb, and then we have this alignment, which makes that we are present with ourselves, with what we feel, yet we are also present with the situation around. And in that perspective, the cabasa is a very simple way to regulate these emotions, that they don't go into the head and they stay down. But I want to tell you, it won't work immediately the first time. So you're gonna do it, but it takes time. But with practice, like she says, votre truc, il marche. Because I said you have to practice it every day. You take 5 minutes, and then it works. So I would like you to sit, please, with your back straight. Yes, because you can do this anywhere. And it's a wonderful thing to do when you have meetings, especially annoying meetings and boring meetings. So you are sitting like this. You have your legs together. Okay? Your back is straight. You start breathing in and out through your nose. And then every time when you breathe in, you make your belly very big, and you imagine you are breathing into your womb. Try to go as low as you can. You hold it, you hold it, you hold your breath, you hold it, you hold it, you hold it, and then very slowly go. And then again. Now you breathe in and you squeeze all the pelvic floor muscles. Pelvic floor muscles, it means your perineum, which is the most important muscle, which is between the anus and the vagina. That muscle is very important because it carries the internal organs, such as the bladder, such as l'utérus, le womb, such as le gros intestin. I work also with pelvis physiotherapists. So they also use my technique also with their clients. So it's very healthy for your pelvis. Anyway, it won't kill you, right? Okay, so you breathe in now, and you squeeze from your perineum, and you bring the squeezing up, up, up until your ovaries. So which means you go from the perineum to the vagina, to the urethra where you do pee-pee, to the clitoris, and to the ovaries. And don't think like, oh my God, clitoris. Your clitoris is like your foot. Yeah, there is no difference. It's just an organ. Desexualize, deprogram, because this is the problem. Women, we internalize this language. So when I say clitoris, everybody thinks, oh, clitoris, so not here. No, clitoris here, okay? Alors, here we go. You breathe in, and you squeeze perineum, vagina, urethra, clitoris. You hold it, you hold it, you hold it, you hold it, and you feel really it's going up to your ovaries. And then you breathe out, and very slow you let it go from the ovaries to the clitoris, to the urethra, to the vagina, to the perineum. And you breathe in. You continue doing it in your own tempo, and I talk, but continue doing it, please. What you do now, continue, is that when you squeeze, you push the blood up, literally. You are pushing it up. The blood reaches your ovaries. You hold it, you hold it, you hold it, and then the blood goes into the level of the ovaries. It gets there stuck. And after, when you breathe out very slowly, the blood starts going down, 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 down. So what you are doing, you are cleansing and activating the blood circulation. I have women who had small cysts on their ovaries, and by doing this with the movements, the cysts, they fell out. The gynecologue was shocked. He said to her, what did you do? Because I said to her, try, you have nothing to lose before you get operated. Try every day. You have 20 minutes where you do this. And she did it. And after 1 month and a half, it was gone. Why? Because the blood circulates very strongly, so it dissolves the blood which is coagulated, because what are cysts? It's like coagulation. So by doing this, you are like cleaning your house every day. You clean your pelvis from inside your organs, and you breathe in, and you squeeze, and you squeeze, and you squeeze, and you squeeze, and you breathe out, and you release, and you release, and you release. And imagine when you are doing this, you are in a meeting, and you have this very annoying, sometimes horrible asshole, bitch, whoever you want to call it, and you look at this person in the eyes, and you breathe in, and you squeeze, and you squeeze, and you squeeze, and you squeeze. And you breathe out, and you release, and you release, and you release, and you release. This saved my life. I remember once continue. I had this woman, and it was in the academia, and then like she was the upper boss, and she was horrible. But anyway, I won't go into detail, but I remember she looked at me and she told me, she was threatening me. Literally, she told me like, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and it will be like, she looked at me, she said, it will be bloody and dirty. And I remember my vulva goes like, and I was scared because she was threatening me. And then immediately, when my vulva goes, I started, okay, breathe in, squeeze, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, breathe out, da, da, da. And then I calmed down my fear, because the fear was getting into my head, like, oh my God, no, down. And she was talking and telling me all the horrible things that she's gonna do to me. And then it didn't go through, I didn't internalize it. And literally at certain point I was looking at her and I was literally smiling, and it was not even like, no, I was genuinely smiling, I was relaxed. Because what it helps you is to not internalize the aggression from outside. And this is something that you always have with you, because it's not for nothing that we call it the pelvic floor. It's literally a pelvic floor, like you have a floor, you have something to literally hold your ground. You hold your ground. It holds you. You hold yourself. Like when you are pregnant, you are holding a baby into your womb. But what we learned to hold for somebody else, but not to hold for ourselves, right? Or am I the only one? That's a syndrome of a lot of women, huh? We are always taking care of everybody, but not of ourselves. So we're gonna do it again, and then a little bit quicker. And then I go here, I breathe in. Squeeze, I squeeze, I squeeze, I squeeze, I squeeze, I hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Very slowly breathe out. And then again. And then again. And then. And while you are doing this, you repeat yourself, no matter what, I hold my ground. Let go. And I squeeze again, and I hold my ground. And I let go. I don't accept the unacceptable. I don't accept the unacceptable. Go down. And then here. Literally, you really feel it. And then you put it here, you go like, and then, and then, and then again. And you do this. And trust me, it, like she said to me after 1 year, ça marche. Ça marche. It always ça marche. Okay. And I want to go to the next dance. So the power of no, to say no. I think I am not the only one, also when we were sharing, is that women very often from a very young age, we are educated, we are wired, no matter which culture and which religion and which part of the world, to take care and to please, right? We are always pleasing the others. So it's very difficult for us to say no. And then always, especially when we are highly educated and we are emancipated, we think, I am a strong woman. Of course I know how to say no, and I know exactly how to say, oh, yeah, but this is how to say no with your brain. But all the rest of you, your body is saying, please love me, please like me, please, I'm gonna do it all. So it's very challenging, and I did this work in the whole world. The most repressed emotion amongst women worldwide is, no, not shame. Voila, anger. And anger, it's the emotion that you need to say no, to stop pleasing. There is no other emotion. You know, shame and guilt and fear, these are emotions which make us apathic, because these are emotions where we shrink, we contract. If we want to go into joy and happiness and celebration and all these nice goodies, we need to have like a kind of bridge to go from from the contracting emotions to the expanding emotions. That bridge, which will give us the possibility to switch, is anger. Anger is a very healthy emotion, but we are educated by the idea that we are not allowed because we have to be nice. I always said, and I learned this from my grandmother, she always said, I am not nice, I am kind. I am not nice, I am kind. It's two different things. Because nice, it means I ignore my needs to fulfill the needs of somebody else because I want to be liked. Kind, it means I am genuine, I am compassionate, I am empathic, but I'm not gonna say yes whether I feel no. So I have the courage to say no, but I'm still very kind. And one of my favorite physicians, probably some of you, they know him, Dr. Gabor Maté from Canada. He wrote a very beautiful book called When the Body Says No, where he made extensive research about chronic illness such as cancer, multiple sclerosis, like really things that people die from. 80% of the population who has these sicknesses are women. And when they made the research about the characteristic of all these people, women and men, who develop this autoimmune sicknesses, because autoimmune, it means the body starts to attack itself from inside. All of them, they had something in common. All of them, they were pleasers, they don't say no, and they don't feel angry. They even say, oh no, but I don't feel anger. It's like almost being proud that I don't feel angry, because this is for the savages, you know, from Africa and from the rest of the world, but we are civilized, we don't do this. We are contained and we don't get angry because there is no necessity to be angry, and we have it all under control and all this shit, right? But anger is a very healthy emotion because there is no sense of boundaries if I don't feel the anger. Because what is anger? Anger, it's an emotion. Usually we associate anger with explosion, but that's the end of the anger, because we repressed anger so much that at a certain point it becomes explosive. We don't control it anymore. But if we allow ourselves, if we would give permission to ourselves to feel the anger as soon as it starts. Because what is anger? Anger, it means my boundaries are crossed or my need is not met. C'est très simple. It's two options. So if I allow myself, as soon as my boundary is crossed, to say, I don't like this, you are crossing my boundaries, then I don't have to explode. I just say it. Or at least I feel it. But what we do, we don't allow ourselves to feel the anger, because anger is one word, one letter less than danger. Then we think like, oh, that's dangerous. And we don't learn to say no. And that makes us sick. And I think one of the reasons why the world is in such a mess also, it's also because women did not learn to say no collectively. We have the activist or the feminist who go to the street to say no and to shout, and these are the angry bitches. But the rest, we don't do that because we have other way to say no and our unique way. It's bullshit. You just have to say no. And no, 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 no, no. No. My son, when he was very young, when I say no, he always looks at my pelvis first. Because if I mean no, when I say no, je veux pas, no, then he sees my pelvis, then he knows I'm serious. If I say no, he keeps on going, on trying. If I say maintenant, ça suffit. Ça suffit, ça suffit. Here, the power of here. You know, some of you who gave birth, when you need to get the baby out of your vagina, is that Holiday Inn a vacation? No, you have to, no, you have to expulse, right? That's the power of the no. And please, you don't have to have babies to feel that, because every woman has this potential. So I would like now, I'm gonna do a little exercise with you, a dance. I'll explain first. And then we're gonna turn off the lights. So I'm gonna ask you first to take off your high heel shoes, because we need to be flat. So you just put them aside. I show you the movement first. So it's something you can train yourself every day, just by yourself. And even at your work, you can go to the toilet, lock yourself, and do it. It works everywhere. You have your feet parallel to your hips. You bend your knees. You are straight. And with your pelvis, you do a pelvic tilt. You don't squeeze your derrière. You squeeze your pelvic floor muscles, because the movement has to come from here. And you squeeze and you release. When you release, you don't do this. You don't do caca. No need. It's only chick. And then here. And track. And then you feel for yourself like no, no, in your own language, and no. For the women that say, but I don't feel anger. Why would I be angry? I'm not angry. Try to look for a situation. I'm going to do this exercise with you now. I would like to close your eyes. And then think about a situation where you felt like you have like a no, like I cannot accept this. It can be in your family, it can be with your children, it can be, by the way, when it's family and people you love, it's more difficult, more challenging. But if it's challenging, you can go to your work. If it's challenging, you can go to the world, to what's going on at this moment with war, for example, where you say no to war. There is always something that you can find where you can say no. So I would like you to connect with that really deep inside of you, like a deep, sincere, like no way. Like this is no. No, no, no. Okay, open your eyes. And I would like you to stand now. And then you're going to face each other on the table. Can we please turn off the light? Only light on me, but on the ladies, no light. Okay. And then I would like Matteo, he will put us some music. And please, there is one thing that I want to insist on. Don't try to be nice. Don't look at another woman and say, no, no, no. This means, but in a bad way, you know, not even in a nice way. No, you have really to put on your face something which we don't dare. Be congruent. Put on your face really your face when you are angry. Give yourself permission to be congruent that what happens here in your vulva is also on your face. You have a reflection between your vulva and your face. So you have an alignment. And then you look and you encourage each other. When you look at each other in the eyes, you encourage each other to feel that no, and you say no. So let's go here. You can look at me first, and then it's like, and then, can I have number one, maestro, please? E hoppa, e hoppa. No. 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 Don't smile. Don't smile. 9 in your own language. Strong. Higher. Allez. Allez. Like no. With the pelvis, with the pelvis. Pelvis, pelvis. Like no. Like no. No. More, more. No. No. With this. No. More. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. It's like cha. No. 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 More. No. More from here. No. Here. No. No. More. Yes. No. No. Yes. More. Pelvis. 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 Allez. Everybody, look at me. Woo! Here. Allez. Cha. Cha. Ha. Ha. No. No. Allez. Allez. Power. Oh. No. 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 Pelvis. Voice. Use your voice. No. 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 Allez. Power. Hey, hey, oh, ah. Allez. Shimmy! Voila! Woo! Voice, use your voice! Woo! Power! Shake, 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 shake! Keep on going! Keep on going! Shake, 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 shake! Woo! Arms! Power and the pelvis. Cabeza, the vulva. The vulva. Bend your knees. Go down, down. Power! Epa! One leg. Build it up. Kalashnikov. Allez, the breasts. There is power here. Shake them. And you really feel feel like Kalashnikov, like chak, 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 chak. Shake, 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 shake. Shake your breasts, allez, come on. They are just breasts, shake them. Huh. Allez. By the way, this is a male movement, originally. It's not even a female movement. Shoulders with breasts. Shake, shake. Awaken the energy of the heart. Shake, 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 shake. Allez. Tempo, tempo, tempo. Opa. Shake, 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 shake. This is. Give me this. Allez, back to you. Give me the fuck you, please. Nice. Stop being nice. This is nice. Nice. I am so nice. I don't do obscene things. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. I know you are hot. Stay. It's okay. You cannot be warmer than me. Keep on shaking. You have to stop being nice. If you see sometimes a mess, you don't feel like you. No, you are too polite for that, huh? And this also. In Tunisia, we have a very nice feminine way. We do this, which is this. But this is really, it's not that you're gonna walk around and say to people, it's for yourself. You feel, fuck you. This. You don't have to say it, but you need to feel it. And then you go in, if you are in a meeting at your work and you feel overwhelmed, you can always say, sorry, I need to go to the toilet. Nobody will follow you in the toilet. Toilet is my favorite place at my work. You go to the toilet, you think about the situation and you do that. And then after you go back to the meeting, right? So this movement, I show you, this movement, I call it, I am on top of the world. This arm is up. Give me this. This one is here. You know the Statue of Liberté in New York? Carrying a torch. I call this the feminine flame. The feminine enlightening the world. Because the world needs more feminine energy. Being female doesn't mean being feminine, unfortunately. A lot of female in leadership are not feminine. And then we wonder why we are putting 30% women quota, but it's still not changing. No, because you are putting masculine women who are not in touch with their feminine qualities, and then you get disorder. Then you get a dysfunctional system. It doesn't mean, it's not because you put a vagina with 2 breasts that it's gonna change anything. Because the selection and promotion procedure is still masculine. So here I put my arm up. The feminine is enlightening the world. And then I go with my hip here. Taka, 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 It's like, watch me. Watch what I'm gonna do. Right? And arms are here. And then with the hip, I go up and down, and I squeeze and release these vulva muscles to activate, and I go chaka, taka, taka, taka. Change hip. And then I really feel carrying the feminine torch and enlightening the world. Okay, and now we're gonna move to the lemniscate, this movement. It's an horizontal 8, lemniscate. And I call this movement in my method the Divine Line Dance. This is the masculine and the feminine working together as an harmonious ensemble. They don't have to fight against each other. But when we are embracing the masculine qualities, we still do them in our unique feminine way. Masculine does not mean that I become a duplicata of a man. And seeing that most men in leadership, unfortunately, are dysfunctional, it's like, why would you take that as an example? My grandmother, she always said, these women in the West, they want to be like men. But men have mostly a miserable life. Maybe they have the power, they have the money, but now, if that's really like, wow, this is how I want to be, no, thank you. So stick to yourself and do it in your own unique way. So with the hips, you're gonna expand to the right and to the left with the lemniscate, your hands here. And every time you squeeze, you release. You squeeze, you release. You squeeze, you release. Keep on doing it. Alors, maestro, I would like to have number 4, please. Number 4. Continue, arms. And breathe and expand with your hips. You are taking more and more space. Imagine you are taking more and more space. Hands up. Can it be a little bit softer? If you're gonna compete with men, a little bit softer, continue. If you're gonna compete with men, they will always beat you. Because you are not a man, you are a woman. So it's much a better strategy to use your femininity, because this is what makes us unique. And this is what the world needs anyway. Because by coming from that feminine energy, first of all, this is something which is natural to you, with your hips, with your pelvis. That energy is more natural, number 1. Number 2, you give the possibility also for men to have a flavor of a feminine energy. So you educate them by being yourself, because they see you can still function and be structured and be focused, and you reach your results and you do all these management things, and yet you stay feminine. Women underestimate the power of the feminine energy. It's much easier, even though women think the opposite, it's much easier to function in a kind of even toxic masculine environment when you are from your feminine side. If you're gonna go more to the masculine, you make your life miserable and you will never win. So just drop it and then expand. More, arms. You are pushing away the obstacles. You are pushing away the limiting beliefs. You are pushing away being nice. You are pushing away all these things. Push them away. When I was a little girl in Tunisia, I come from a very patriarchal culture. And I remember this movement, I would always continue go to the sea. And then I remember in the Bible, you have the story of Moses who crosses the Red Sea. And then I would always imagine, moi je suis Moïse, I am Moses. And I am walking in the sea with my hips, and then the sea opens to me, and I cross and I go to the other side in Europe, and then after the sea closes and they are all dead behind. Ah! Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. And then the last thing I want to finish with, I want to do Kalashnikov. But now I want you to go around into the room and to say hello to all the women with your higher intelligence. If you meet a man, that's the only thing we do with men. If you meet a man, I'm gonna borrow you. You go with the back. So we have a gentleman here. He goes like this. But with the women, you do like this. And if you want to be more daring without being afraid to be sexual, you go like, hello. This is what we do in Tunisia. We say hello to other women. Hello. It's very nice. Please say hello. Go ahead. Alors, maestro, can I have please number 2? Number 2. Allez, say hello. How are you? Wie geht's? Allez. How are you? Hello. And change breasts, more breasts. You have plenty of breasts here. Don't stick only to one breast. More breasts. Allez, say hello. Hello. Allez, more breasts, more breasts. Hello. Allez, more. Hello, with the breasts, breasts, breasts. Hello, hello. More breasts, more breasts. You have plenty of breasts. Plenty, a lot. And remember, they are just breasts. Don't make a fuss about them. They are just breasts. Bonjour. Hello. Bonjour. Okay, and we're gonna finish. Come back to me. Very good. Come back to me. Come back to me, ladies. Okay, I would like you, we're gonna finish now, please. Hello. Okay, we're gonna finish. I would like you to shake. Ladies, I would like you to shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, the last thing. Last thing. We're gonna make, this is, I love this movement because this is, you know, this movement when you are a little girl, you are innocent. It's like, oh. Now this one, the last one, I call it the diarrhea movement, like you have diarrhea. So you bend your legs and you do this, and then you really feel like, literally like this, right? So it's like you are really like shaking. So when something is happening and you think like, ugh, I don't give a shit about this, literally, and you go like, it's very important to do the, so that you feel also in your vulva the, because you open the vulva, you relax the muscles, and you feel like, this is Tunisian for this. So you go here. And then. And again. And you continue, you are not pretty, you are too fat, You are too smart. You have too much cellulite. You don't have a relationship. You have no sex life. You didn't get the promotion. You are not blah, blah, blah. You are not enough. You are too much. Ta 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 ta. Ti 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 ti. Tu 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 tu. And 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 fuck it all. Bravo. Here. You have my cards on the table, so please, my name is impossible. You don't have to ask me my name and my website and my Instagram. You have it all on the table, so help yourself. And then I give the word to Christine.
Yeah. Okay, perfect, perfect. So thank you, Kautar. Wow, big applause to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh. Don't we love this feminine, right? So I want to ask, is Alessandra Pascalido in the room? Alessandra. No, Alessandra. She just told me that she lost a diamond. And then someone else found the diamond. So I thought we'd let her know, you know. Could be that it would be useful. Oh, okay. Her diamond is found. We found it. Okay, so we are coming to the end of this session of plenaries and workshops and so on. Gabrielle? That was a diamond. So, so just thank you, Kautar, and thank you. And I just want to say, I know some of you are leaving and maybe they won't join us for dinner, but I think most of you will. So I just want to thank all of you for having been part of this experience so far, and it's not over yet. We have our celebration dinner tonight. We have more dance tomorrow morning with Kautar between 8 and 9, so make sure you're awake. And then we have a little breakfast, and then we have more workshops. We have Minu, we have Paula. And
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock,
yeah.
I will be giving the goddesses dance with the archetypes and everything. So if you want to go deeper into the archetypes, tomorrow is your day. And then it's closed, so we're going to go tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's really good. So before breakfast or whatever you want, but I think that's a good idea. And then really, again, since I may not have all of you in front of me at the same time, I want to thank you again for being part of this experience and for trusting in me and trusting Win and our team and being part of it. And also, don't forget about Win. share about us also. Doing this work is quite a big undertaking. It would have been much easier to have 1 or 2 speakers. We have coordinated many, many speakers to have many voices of many different women heard, many different workshops and so on. And I really feel the global world that we have created in this womb, the nest that we are in is really precious. It's precious for me, but I know it's precious for all of you too. So don't forget the feeling you have and share about Win also. There is something in the context. Context is very, very important. And sometimes in the workplace, women and men in a world of productivity. I had a guy who used to work a lot with one of our sponsor companies, and he had to leave the company. He was a very, a caring guy, created a lot of good environments, and the people who worked there were very productive because of him. When he left, the others were less productive. So remember that too with the feminine. The context is also feminine. So just like a mother traditionally in houses cared for the family and made it so nice, but often weren't seen, weren't valued. We have to train ourselves in valuing those things, because part of this awakening now involves women valuing other women. It's not only the men. Yeah? So value each other, value the differences, and see us as flowers in the garden. but also go back and value, maybe it's your mother or somebody, but also value this context creation, the way that the home or the womb is created so we all stay well. It has a very, very big value. Yeah. So thank you. And I want to value my team who has worked, some of them for months and months and months with me, and others for this past week. So can the whole WIN team join the on-site team, the office team, everybody? Come and join on stage. Don't stay in the back. Become visible. And we'll start with Estella. Come. I think we should give Estella, which means star, is our Mexican star. So she's the boss. She's the one that runs everything in the back. She has managed the team members, and she's managing sponsors and a lot of different things. So I think we should give her a huge, huge applause. And a treasure, so very important to me. Thank you. And I'd like to also have Min here. Min? Min? So Min, just like she's from Mexico, Min is from Vietnam. They both live in Geneva, and Min has taken care of all the participants. Yeah. Thank you. And then we would like to also ask Simran to join us. Simran still here? Oh, she left. Okay, she had to leave. But anyway, Simran's been working with the speakers. And we'd like to ask also Jewel to come. Jewel, been working on communication. Thank you. And we also have Ziba. Ziba is online. She's in Iran. She didn't get the visa to come this time. She was in Italy before, and she moved back to Iran. And this time she couldn't get in. So she has been working with us online from there. So big applause also to Ziba. Yeah. Oh, Ziba, you see us? And then I was just thinking, who else we have? Ziba, yeah, also Ellie and you've been around and studying. But probably let's start with the whole team. Ellie, are you there? You have been working with us during the years. So I want you to applaud the people that have been with us over the years. Thank you. Yeah, careful. Yeah, Ellie just had an accident, so be a bit careful. But big applause. So on the on-site team, I'd like to ask everybody to come. Camila, I know maybe start with you, who have been managing the whole thing in the back there. Camila. Antonella. I don't know, I remember everybody. Beate. Filomena. Tatiana, were you? Tatiana, yes. Antonella. Another Antonella here. Yeah. Benedicte and Marian. Anyone else? Yeah. And the photographer, Alice. And although we have a slight majority of Italians and Norwegians here, we really have all the continents present. Yes, so we are like our little mini United Nations, and we have committed to do that because we want to always train ourselves every moment, all the time, to be building these bridges and not judge each other. So by working together, we feel that's an act of peace, and I'm very proud and happy that we have done this so well. So again, a big applause to the WIN team. And a big applause to all of you for coming. And to our sponsors, of course, and to our women's networks and associations with whom we work. So WIN does primarily conferences. So during the year when people want to meet, yes, we travel around and do some mobilizing networking workshops, and there are local mini WIN conferences around. But usually we work with local women's networks. So here in Rome, for instance, we work very closely with the Professional Women's Association. Is Katrine there? Yes, hello. Thank you for your collaboration. And many other... Yeah, thank you. And there are other associations with whom we work, and maybe not everyone was present all the time, but we share about them and they share about us, so that when you go home to wherever you come from and live, there might be a WIN partner group there that you want to meet. We also want to thank all our musicians that have been so good in providing, and Michaela has been coordinating them and working and organizing and singing herself, of course. Thank you. And also our amazing men that have sitting there. The AV guys have been very patient, and thank you. Very nice. And who else? So partners and sponsors. And I think we have said, and also thanks to friends and family who's been backing and supporting and letting you come and be here for 3 days. And you? And me? Okay, yeah. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and a joy to work with all of you. So I think it's time. I just think it's interesting. Someone said the number 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. So that's an interesting magical number. So it's, for me, it feels like this is the beginning of something new. Just as it's the end of one cycle, it's the beginning also of another. And one thing was very interesting. Just today, I spoke to someone and said, okay, it started to happen yesterday, but come to Istanbul and do WIN there. Come to Saudi Arabia and do WIN there. Let's do one in Germany. We'll do one in Paris. So it seems that there are many people in the room now that want to be ambassadors of this way, that is inclusive, that's feminine, that's global, that is interconnected. And so that would be very interesting also if these individual ambassadors of WIN can also create based on there is a certain recipe to this also. So in the structure there is a recipe, world work you, and then we have our pillars of this feminine, masculine, looking for what's possible, building bridges, being inclusive. So I think this model and bringing art and music can really work. And it's not done for it costs to do something like this too. So if any of you know foundations, sponsors, others who would like to contribute in small and big ways, it's always welcome. There's a lot of volunteer hours that go into this, and in some ways we should reach. I mean, that's good because you can learn from volunteers too, or learn as a volunteer. But it would be good that women take it so seriously that this work is also properly paid. So I think that would be our next thing for the new cycle, starting again on the number 1. So with that, let's go and dress up.
Yes, time to shower.
Take a shower. And so one more message. There's another souvenir for you. And souvenir is the book of our participants. And by participant, it means everybody. All of these beautiful ladies here, all of you, whether you were on stage, around the table, or not. There's some missing because some people didn't send it. So we're trying to tell everybody who is important it is to send a picture in the bio. They don't get it before they see the book and they say, oh God, I'm not in it. I didn't answer that email or didn't fill it out. So some of you are not in it, mostly because it wasn't filled in. Yeah. But sometimes maybe we have done a mistake too, but most of the case, it was hard to get it in. Other years it's been easier to get people to give the profile and the bio. I don't know what is going on this year, but here we are. So you have some people in here. And if you really, really feel, oh God, I wanted to be in too, send us and we can do a PDF after. But then you won't be in the paper souvenir. So, ladies, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you so much. So on this number 9, yeah, I feel I truly globalized myself and can hence make that part also and help globalize other people with bringing up this consciousness of a more feminine way, and I will say a more peaceful way also. So thank you. Yeah. Okay. So then nobody wants to go. We want to stay together all the time. Anyway, time to go and shower. Go!